I've always been a proponent that rivalry is good for business. Anyway, anyway, in some ways, competition, yeah. Rivalry.
Very strong. It's quite a strong.
Rivalry, and some people, you know, those motivational speakers who will come and say, no, oh yeah, do you remember the day we were talking about kids? I think that was, I brought it in at the end of a discussion, what Piers Morgan said when he spoke about kids of these days being too soft. Because you go to schools now, I don't know about the schools your kids in, they don't give positions like they used to do back in the day. They don't even feel. Kids, yeah. I don't know, in some schools, they just find a way to ensure. And then you go for a sport, you go for a competition, and everybody is giving medals. Which he mentioned, and which I 100% agree, life would not give everybody medals. You will come out in every single sphere. If you're going to work, your corporation or whatever is going to compete with somebody else for whatever monies or whatever this thing's going to happen. So rivalry and competition, you know, makes the world go round in whichever way, however you want to look about it. In the latest saga of 30BG versus FC, it was how, it's all about how fans can stoke a rivalry and social media. The point is, out of 20 major the trending headlines on X, you have about 6, 7 of them all about it. And it seems for me, Wizkid is about to release an album. And one thing about the album is named after his mom, Morayo. His mom passed, and he's putting the album in her memory. But it seems that with everything that is happening, there's just so much, and it's, for me, it seems that it soils the
memory?
Not the memory, yeah, but the reason for putting it all together but like I always say, it's been a while, and I would say that growing music as it is, in some quotes, look, beef brings out the best in people and fights around, and that's my point, because people always tell me, when they go back into the studio, they, okay, this guy called me out, this thing happened, I have to be better. And it makes the industry, or should I say, pushes everybody to greater heights.
And then it ends with Benson and Ruger album.
Oh, they kind of come away to bring the beef together. Kind of, I want to squash it. Yes, people, you know, enough people have different things to say, but the point is that these are two of the biggest Afrobeats. How do you think that the outside, when it comes to generally, how do you think they view Afrobeats when two of the biggest, not just in the Nigerian music scene, but in the African music scene, Afrobeats as a whole, are going on about brands were called in, this one went up about how big you are and all of that. How would you relate when somebody would want to call you out in that kind of scenario? What would you advise? What would you do? Is it the best? Is this something, what do you think? Is this something that you think helps the industry? You think it's something that's good?
People that actually don't have the background story, can you just throw a little insights?
They've always been, but
this particular one literally was triggered, I think like a few days ago.
Oh, it was triggered. Well, I don't know. I think it was a fan. Somebody, and that's what I mentioned about fans. I think it was a fan or something that put out something, and Wizkid responded, and then he called out Davido and all of that, and then the fans took it. Davido hasn't officially responded from himself, but you know, he called out Davido, and you know, it just went on into very, very, it was quite very dirty, as in very personal, a lot. Even called out his uncle. I said, you won't see my family dancing on social media. So yeah, that's as far as
this Wizkid Davido thing, it's been going on since like forever. The next minute you're gonna see a photo or a video of both of them, you know, hanging out again, and they say, oh, it was all love.
You guess.
And I'm like, okay, it seems when you guys feel there's a lull, or all these young artists seem to be, you know, in charge of social media, it's time for you to banter, which is all right. So there's the Wizkid FC, there's the 30BG, and the way they go at each other, you just wonder, do you guys get paid for this? So we know quite well that there's fandom, and when it comes to fandom, people do the most. However, with this Wizkid and Davido, it's always something else. And the number of people that have weighed in, and the people that have also collected stray bullets, for just like J1. I did not even see basketball, I saw J1's own. J1 simply wrote how far. That's how they came after. In fact, they went as far as saying it's Odumodu that will reply. I like J1, and I've always loved his music. So that one...
So that one got me.
That one touched me. It made me feel bad. Because I'm like, why do people... And then the way one particular blogger reported it, the OG, and I'm like, you guys should just stop. Because I'm a personal fan of J1's music. I've always loved his songs. And so when you see a lot of people being bashed left, right, and center, and then the two major characters, I don't think I've even seen anything from Davido yet.
No, he hasn't. Apparently, he said,
incidentally, which is shocking because Davido is master.
it is alleged that
giving back.
Chioma has pocketed his phone. I'm not giving it back to
Wizkid
him.
is normally the one who keeps quiet, who doesn't talk so much.
So that's why.
That's why I'm thinking he's probably not the one doing all this.
To be honest, I just feel like that's why I don't put energy into this kind of things. Do you understand?
Yeah,
This is not the first time we've literally had a major
Chioma has
clash
pocketed
between Davido and Wizkid. Do you understand? And next thing, they were on stage together singing, or there'll be a picture of them somewhere together and all of that. The same thing. Recently as well, it was rumored that Otacha and Mercy are finally squashed their how many years long beef. Do you understand? So my point is, when it comes to celebrities and when it comes to, I mean, their work and the things they do, the work they put out there, controversy is kind of also part of the fabric of the things they do. And now, also thinking of the fact that he's actually releasing an album soon, the buzz is understandable. Do you understand? That's all. When I just see them, I just see work. People are really working. And people are here putting your emotions like that. Do you understand? But then again, that's what the fans are here for, right? That's literally what makes it fun. That's what makes it interesting. Everybody collects a straight bullet. In the end of the day, they will know that it's not that serious.
It's not that
serious.
So we got to know that Wizkid is married, actually. It's not that he's his partner anymore. So he and Jada are married because at some point he said, oh, you these small girls, leave me alone. I'm a married man. I'm a 34-year-old married man. And then he goes on. But I'm actually struggling to believe it's Wizkid that was making those
That's what I'm saying.
I want to say now, isn't it possible? But then look at the side of the fans. They are so... isn't it possible to just enjoy both of them?
Bro.
It's part of the enjoyment.
Bro.
No, because when...
It's part of the enjoyment. That's
these guys,
it.
I think, even as far as whatever they are doing, it's the ones that call themselves FCs and the how they go up against each other. So like they go up there, you can see so much vitriol, so much.
Nigerians need distractions.
The vitriol, Mike. It's appalling.
Some people just express themselves. Do you understand the way they feel? Literally, just they see a life that they can literally. No, I mean, even talking about J1, he was one that took a picture with Arya Star, right?
See, that was, oh gosh. It wasn't even recent. I think it was during the Grammys earlier this year. And it was, okay, so she held his hand,
Yeah.
And she kind of like, so it could have been a leaning photo. And then they finished the guy. Any small thing, they'll say, is Arya Star?
They compared it to him standing with the other picture of him standing.
With the analysis, standing with Future.
Exactly.
And then they said,
somehow Diddy got into the whole thing.
Diddy will always get into everything now.
Because, yes, but apparently, by the way, there's a new suit, of course, that involves even minors and all of that. And,
yes.
and the lawyer is trying to explain 1,000 bottles of
lawyer
baby
go
oil.
explain.
Yeah, he said they bought it from a nearby supermarket.
The supermarket
came out and disputed it. He said you don't sell baby oil.
But there was something a number of people said.
Oh my God.
That if you really want to look at it, what Diddy is being accused of, that it is the culture of hip-hop.
Unfortunately.
Hello. That's the first thing I said when I actually heard the story. Even in Nigeria here, these things happen. It's just that they are not recorded. So now I think that is where a lot of people are seeing the evilness of it all, right? Because of the fact that he actually records it and literally plans to use the videos to literally hold people ransom and all of that. There's also like different things online about how Justin Bieber's mom has also come out to talk about how it's a lot. There's also Denzel at literally him and Denzel having a role sometime in 2003, and so
and then clips of things he
a lot.
said. Then there's the prosecutor saying a lot of famous names are going to be mentioned.
of course.
And people saying, oh, those famous names are definitely not wanting to be revealed, so they will find a way to help Diddy squash this whole drama. And people wanting justice for those that have been affected. And the Bieber one is worrisome. I don't know if you've heard this song, Lonely.
Yes.
I'm just lonely. That was a song he did with, I think, Benny Blanco, if I'm not wrong. And in that song, it just makes you... I remember when I first heard that song, I was like, okay, it's coming from, is it too late now to say sorry? And all the wild things he had done. And I was saying to myself, this guy obviously has been through a whole lot. Because being a child star is one of the most difficult things. It's something I avoid, let me put it that way, because there's a lot they're exposed to, there's a lot expected from them, and there is no mercy.
And at that point, there's also vulnerability at that tender age and all of that.
There's no mercy.
Me, it's just 50 cents and Netflix and waiting for.
Oh, come on. You people...
Incidentally, yeah,
Honestly.
just like what she mentioned, 50 Cent, by the way, has been reported to be in production for a Hush Puppy story. That one is by the side.
Papa is after
Then
the
now-
bag.
After the money,
After the bag. Anything controversial.
Then now, no, himself and Diddy, they've always had beef, so he will jump on any opportunity. Even if he's not going to make money from that thing, it's just an opportunity to spite.
Yes, of course.
So anyway, Wizkid fans, Davido fans, we J1 fans, and every other fans of different artists, no, now they calm down. We'll take a break. You're watching Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us.